From the res to the streets, Indigenous fashion is having a moment. I'm going to introduce you to 3 people who are leading this movement today. Meet the fashionista.
How I weave Indigenous culture into my everyday fashion. 1, I'm Indigenous, so anything I wear. Just kidding.
Right? Yeah. The street icon.
For me, it's a way to express yourself. It kind of opened my eyes to what's possible and what's out there.
And the designer to the stars.
It's just a cool way to celebrate our lineage, our heritage, our mothers, our matriarchs that we come from.
And welcome to Toronto, Treaty 13 territory. There's a lot of hustle and bustle, and it seems like everyone's always wearing the latest trends. Of course, Indigenous people have always been fashionable, but these 3 leaders are using fashion in new ways. They're making a statement or starting a conversation. Yeah. Join us as we weave together these stories to tell one journey.
We're in Toronto, let's go.
I'm Sophia Smoke, and this is CBC Kids News.
When I say I'm Shayla Oulette Stonechild, that's representing like my bloodlines and my lineage and my family.
Can you give us your best modeling pose and face right now?
God.
Go for it.
No, I'm kidding. That was a joke.
So the first question is, what goes through your mind when modeling?
Honestly, before I go onto stage, I say a little prayer and I call upon like my ancestors that are healthy in a good way. And then I feel like I just channel their energy. So it takes away like any kind of fear or self-doubt because it's not just about me anymore.
Yeah.
I'm used to
let
like
me
pageant.
try. Let me try.
And I go like this.
I don't know if it looks that good on me, but it looks great on her. Yeah. So what to you defines Indigenous fashion, and what about it is so hot right now?
One thing that defines Indigenous fashion for me is that it's not a trend. It's actually a part of our culture, and it represents and expresses where we come from within our communities. And so when you talk about Indigenous fashion, I think you have to be more specific on where it's coming from, who's creating it, what are they sourcing, what is their artistic expression through creating that piece of art, that piece of fashion.
What is the best piece of advice, or fashion advice more specifically, for a young person who wants to elevate their style but isn't sure where to start?
I think if you're wanting to elevate your style, what part of your story are you looking to elevate? And how does that relate to how you show up? And so me and you, we might have completely different stories and different sets of styles. So how do you embody your story through what you're wearing right now?
At the foundation, I'm a husband, I'm a dad, and I'm a designer.
Why did you start designing clothes, and why specifically streetwear?
I mean, that's a really good question because it's been quite a while since I started. But I've always been into clothes, and when I first started, I started making t-shirts and just kind of redesigning old hockey logos for my reserve. And so it was kind of something that represented where I came from, and there was some nostalgia to it. And there wasn't really a whole lot of streetwear brands from our community at the time when I started, and I wanted to create something that resonated with me, and so I kind of just went ahead and started the brand.
Tell me, where does the name Section 35 come from and its importance?
Section 35 was inspired by Section 35 of the Constitution, and that's kind of the piece that recognizes and enshrines our treaty rights and our Indigenous rights in the Canadian Constitution. It was something that I kept hearing elders talking about, Section 35, and it sounded really cool for a brand, and there was some meaning to it. There was an undertone for conversation. And
for fashion, one thing I've learned today is that it's a way to educate, and it's a way to start conversations, which is something that I didn't even consider before starting this project. So that's really cool that we see that with your brand specifically.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it comes from just our communities, culture, language, even just the land, the seasons, colors, you know, just about everything in the day. And so you'll see inspiration from the powwow trail, political, and then just fun sarcasm, you know, the native humor that we have. So I try to weave all of that stuff into what we do.
Do you have one short message that you want the Indigenous youth to hear?
I think take a chance on yourself, but also don't forget where you come from. I think my auntie always used to tell me it's hard to get to where you're going if you don't know where you came from. You know, don't change for anybody.
I am a designer, an artist, a sister, just someone who's trying to make the world a better place.
So what is Indigenous fashion to you?
I would say Indigenous art and expression is storytelling. The way that us as designers, and specifically Indigenous designers, the attention to detail that we put into our work is a way of telling stories. And I think fashion is so beautiful in the way that it's something that everyone interacts with on a daily basis. So that storytelling and that good energy that we're putting into the clothing, I really hope that the wearer can feel, and even viewers of the collection, viewers of runway shows can feel that as well.
So you've dressed some big stars in Hollywood, like Lily Gladstone.
Yeah, I have been so lucky with my red carpet moments, but it's kind of crazy because Hollywood works so quickly that you really get a call on a Monday and you have to dress the client maybe by the Friday. But once the stars align and you're able to dress someone like Lily, or we dressed Deborah Jacobs for the Primetime Emmy Awards, it's such a beautiful moment to see Indigenous fashion take up space for a major red carpet like that.
So what is one word you want people to feel when they wear your clothes?
I really hope people feel a sense of neutralization and feeling like, yes, this is my body and this is the only one I'm gonna have, so I'm gonna put love into it. And even on days where maybe my body image or self-esteem is not at 100%, I still have grace with myself. And I want my clothing to remind people of that grace and remind people to be nice to them, nice to their bodies, nice to themselves, and nice to the people around them.
Each person today said the same thing. It's about making a statement. We've seen it all throughout Indigenous history. Fashion has always been used to tell a story. So what story do you want to tell the world? Thanks for joining us here at CBC Kids News. I'm Sophia Smoke, signing off. 3 words to describe what I saw tonight. It was storytelling, it was authentic, and it was deadly.